Hey everyone, this is Miss Edwards and I'm here to show you how to start your monster project for art class. So we have my 4 sketches are going to be on here. I have one monster done, but I wanted to show y'all how to do a monster or how to get started if you're stuck. So when I do a monster drawing, I typically start with the face. And we're going to focus on the face for this project anyway, so you don't have to worry about the body of your monster. So when I do this, I usually start with the mouth, and the mouth can be open or closed, and for these, I think I'm going to go for an open mouth because I can draw teeth and make my monster look like he's really excited or really scared or really angry. So I'm going to start with just a random shape for the mouth. I don't have to make it anything special. I'm just going to make a random shape. For the eyes, if I wanted to be angry, I want the eyes to be pointing towards the center of the face, like that. So I'm going to draw his eyes, or her eyes, as an angry monster. And because I want this to be, I think I'm going to make this one a werewolf. So I'm going to draw a big nose that's just a triangle for now. It's a rounded triangle. And then I'm going to draw 2 little circles inside the nose and a little line to divide it because that's what dogs have. And then I'm going to draw some angry eyebrows so that my monster looks angry. And thinking about different monster parts, there's horns, there's ears, there's arms, there's all kinds of things that you can put on them. So what I'm gonna do is draw the rest of the eyes, and I want mine to be looking cross-eyed. So I'm just gonna draw a little circle for his eyes. And my monster needs some teeth because he's a werewolf. So I'm gonna draw some big canine teeth to show the werewolf part. And then some smaller little pointy teeth. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. So now I can think about what goes inside a mouth besides teeth. We have a tongue. So I'm going to draw the tongue. And it's just the hint of the tongue. And then I'm going to draw that back part of the mouth that's really dark, that's in your throat, so that you can really see how deep his mouth is. And then I'm going to draw some fur on the outside because this is a werewolf. So I'm going to draw some fur, and then he's got ears because he is a werewolf and they're angry. So they're going to be down a little bit. And I'm going to draw some more hair. Just like that. Maybe give them the inside of the ears going. And then I'm going to give them a neck. And that's going to be furry too. So I'm going to make some jagged lines to show how furry it is. And that's just an example of one monster. You can make your monster any way you want. You don't have to copy mine in any way. And please don't actually copy mine. But I have one monster done. So you would do 4 sketches. And I have my one monster that I've decided to do finished, and it's right here, and it's a bunny unicorn monster, and he's kind of angry but also a little bit confused. So I'm gonna start with shading, and when you shade your monster you need to pick a light source. So my light source, which is where the sun hits, is gonna be over here. So I'm gonna draw a really light little sun. I'm not going to press hard on that because I'll probably erase it later. And then I'm going to draw an arrow pointing to where my light hits. So all of the things that are closest, such as this part of the face, this part of the nose, and then maybe this ear and this ear, they're going to be lighter than the bottom of the face, the inside of the mouth, this side of the eye. So we can all see where our light is coming from. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the inside of mine, in the inside of the mouth, because I know that that's where the darkest stuff is going to be. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to start in circles, making a darker value. So with those darker values, you want to press a little harder, but keep going in circles, because if you don't go in circles, you're going to be able to see your pencil lines, and you want this to just be a solid value. So that's the darkest point of my picture, other than maybe the black part of the eyes, which I can go ahead and color in. And I'm being very careful, trying to stay inside the lines that I've created. Just making sure that I get everything nice and covered. But now I want to work on something that actually involves this light source. So I'm going to do this unicorn horn. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to make one side of it darker than the other. But it is round, so I'm going to try to make it look round by making the lines I have go a certain direction. So when I'm shading this, I want my lines to follow the direction of the shadow that I want to make in my head. So I'm going to start with one end and make it really dark towards the edge. And then I'm going to lessen my pressure and start getting lighter as I go towards the other side. And I'm going to do the same thing on the next little section. Start making it get lighter as it goes toward the other side. And I may have to go over this a couple times. So you were supposed to have a tissue with your supplies that you're using for this project. And what we're going to do with that tissue is we're going to fold it up into a little point. And we're going to use it as a blending tool to blur our values together so that they look nice and smooth. And as you can see, it lightened it up a little bit, so I'm going to go back in with my pencil and just darken the spots I need to darken. And if you overlap on your lines, that's okay. That's why you have an eraser. And that's how you're going to start shading your monster. Now, if we think about the parts of the face, you can see that there's a nose, eyes, and mouth, just like on your own face. What you're going to do is think about the shadows that appear on your own face. Is it lighter or darker underneath your eyes? Probably darker. Is it lighter or darker on the inside of your nose? Definitely darker. So you're going to think about your own face as you're shading this. And wherever you think it gets darker on your face, you're going to make it darker on your monster's face. So for instance, underneath the chin is a lot darker than on top of the chin. So we're going to shade a little bit underneath, and I'm holding the pencil from the back so that I don't press hard. And I'm changing direction since I can't really go in circles at this angle. And it kind of looks like I'm giving him a goatee, but I'm not. I'm giving him a shadow on his face. And I'm going to go ahead and put some shadow over here, since I know that it would exist, thanks to my little light source reminder. The reason that I want you to hold your pencil from the back as you're shading is because it keeps you from using the point of the pencil, which helps you maintain the same value all the way, the same shade of gray, but it also makes it so that the lines of your pencil don't really show. And it makes it easier to transition from light to dark. So you want to hold your pencil from the back. And then since I am going to blend this, I'm going to take my little tissue, I'm going to go in circles, and it's going to smooth out all my values. I can even pull the color in to the white part of the paper, and it'll start making my monster look more 3D. It'll turn it into a form instead of just a shape. And that's how you get started on shading your monster. When you're finished, you'll have a full range of values on your monster, and it will look like a real live monster cartoon.